So you saw A Quiet Place.
I did. I saw A Quiet Place, and it was very ironic too, because I'm completely blind, and so I have to use a audio description. Otherwise, I would have been completely lost because it was just too quiet. Like, I was like, is the movie even started yet? Like, what's going on? Like, where are the previews? What's happening here? So I get this audio description, and it pretty much it like describes to me what's going on in the quiet part. So pretty much the whole movie. And
so then how does that work, though? How do they describe?
You get a listening device?
Yeah, it's pretty much headphones that I put on, and it'll tell me, like, as soon as the movie starts, it'll be like, a black screen appears, and the words, or wherever, like, if there's words that come up, and so then it would tell me, like, oh, a young boy is walking down a field, and just describes everything in the movie, like all the quiet parts that we're not able to, like, see. It'll describe it. So I'm really appreciative of that, because that really helped me out a lot with, I'm a big movie fan. I love movies. So losing my sight, I was like, well, like, man, like, how's that going to do? And I've tried to get away with it. I tried to go to theaters and be like, can I get half price? Because I'm not really watching the movie. I'm just listening to it. And so they wouldn't, but I think that's why they caught on, and, like, to make it more accessible, they have these audio description devices. So I found this movie really ironic. It was very much like deaf versus blind, pretty much. Like a deaf person versus blind people, right? The aliens in the movie were blind, and like I said earlier,
the girl had the hearing aid.
Yeah, exactly.
She was deaf. Yeah.
and so at first I was like, oh, okay. I was like, I don't mind, like, blind people or beings being the villain. But I felt like this villain was like, okay, like, other than it being just a big scary monster, it wasn't really much of a villain. There was no, like, psychological aspects to it. It was just, don't make a noise or they're going to come and eat you, right? Mm-hmm. That's pretty much what it was.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I did enjoy it. I kind of, one of the, like, themes that I liked that they showed was how the father was, he wouldn't want to, like, he didn't want to take his daughter out on, like, when they went hunting. He just wanted to take his little boy. Mm-hmm. And that kind of, goes on the theme of, like, maybe patriarchy a little bit. Or also because, she was deaf, and that whole, oh, my child has a disability, so I don't want to put her at risk. She has to be extra careful. So I very much identified with that. My family, like, still kind of treats me like that. Sometimes they don't think I could do things, but I can. So, and this little girl, she was really...
You know how else you put your children at risk? Have a loud crying baby.
Exactly. Exactly. Or putting batteries in that toy that ate their first baby, because they made a noise. It's like, why did you put batteries in that toy? What was that going to be good for, other than getting him killed, right? So... Yeah, but that's one thing that I thought too when I saw that the wife was pregnant. I was like, "Wow, how's that gonna happen? She's not gonna make any noise during labor or what? Like, that's crazy. Is she gonna have to bite on a towel? Like, what? But she did it. She did it. So that was cool. But yeah, poor baby. I was thinking that too. Like, how are they gonna keep the baby from crying? Yeah, so that was interesting how they did that little box thing, and they put pretty much the mask on him so he wouldn't sound as loud, but he was still crying. But one of the biggest things that I found ironic is like, okay, so I'm in the theater, right, and I have my audio description device and I'm listening to the movie, and then towards the end of the movie, the way that the blind aliens die is by the little
spoiler
girl.
alert. We gotta in case you haven't seen it. Yeah. Fast forward or pause.
Sorry about that. Can I say it though? Yeah.
Well,
kind of already.
We'd rather not spoil the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though you'll be spoiled when you watch it. So.
Just the irony that I was using a device and the girl in the movie uses a device. So it's very it's kind of cool to see accessibility, but it still, in my opinion, it was very much like deaf versus blind, you know. So
Maybe that'll be the sequel.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Who do you think would win if it was deaf versus blind?
Maybe deaf aliens will come and they'll have to fight.
Exactly.
They'll invade next.
Yeah, like there would just be blind people left in the world, and deaf aliens would come. You know? And that would be the premise for the next sequel.